losses, and now here we are in the bronze medal matchup. A chance to get some silverware here by the end of the week here on Saturday between Quebec and Alberta. Both these teams have been great all week. Jackson, what have you seen from the both of them now looking at this game for potential medal?
Well, from Alberta's side, I've seen Alberta's side that has fought really, really hard throughout the week. Cole, they started off 0-3, had a big win against an undefeated Saskatchewan side to book them a place into the semifinals against the reigning champs in Ontario. They fell down pretty hard, but regardless, they've made the bronze medal game back-to-back years. And don't forget, last year they won this exact game against BC and placed bronze. So very impressive for this Alberta side, and they'll definitely be hungry following a very, very poor defeat against Ontario. And for Quebec side, they started off pretty good. 2-0, but then lost to Ontario, had a tough outing against BC, but this is a Quebec side that was silver medalists last year. They lost in the final, so they know what it's like to win silverware, and they're definitely also gunning for that bronze.
And you know, Jackson, I ask you this almost every single game we commentate together. Who are a player you're looking on each side?
A player on each side that I'm looking at for Alberta is definitely number 7, Nev Hershey, one of the sharpshooters for this Alberta squad. Does a really good job at separating, creating space. And funny enough, it's also number 7 on Quebec, Pierre. She does a really good job at driving downhill, very powerful, very aggressive. So take a look at number 7 on both sides.
Here we go, tip-off just starting here. So Quebec will get the first taste of the ball in the bronze medal matchup. Here's Beaumansour, down low to Pierre, to Andre Manana. Kicking it back out to Beaumansour now, driving across the key, puts up a shot. That one's no good, rebounded by Drainville. First attempt is off for Quebec here in the bronze medal match. Time for Alberta to try their luck. Hand off to Haley Postorero. To Grace Backer now. Grace Backer driving, putting the layup up and good. So new hairstyle, same Grace Backer. First 2 points of the board here for Alberta.
Backer loves to attack the rim.
Here's Marcotte for Quebec. Number 4 in white, Yves St. Ange now for 3. That one's no good. Try to be saved by Zarifa, and she can. So now here's Alberta trying to get out on break. Here's Nev Hershey. Great crossover there from Nev Hershey, driving, putting the layup up. No foul call there. So Quebec, great rebound and great defense. Out to Pierre now, down low in the post. Stopped by Haley Postorero, put back up by Pierre on the putback.
I said take a look at number 7 on Quebec. Pierre, so aggressive, always going to pounce her own rebound and gets rewarded for it with the 2-point play.
Here's Hershey. Thought she was going to take a shot there, elected not to. Haley Postorero now driving, floater from her. That one is off the rim and no good. Grace Backer over to Hershey. Jab step from Hershey, back out to Drainville. Dribbling, driving, right-hand layup is off the mark. So some good defense here from Quebec to start off the first quarter of the bronze medal match. Andre Manana here, right wing. Putting the moves on Zarifa, driving, and she's fouled. So 2 shots coming up for number 13, the first attempts at the line here for Quebec.
Zarifa got stuck there by Andre Manana's quick first step. Cole, you saw the size up going right, left, and a quick switch to the right. Nice drive there. Beat her with the first step and gets rewarded at the free throw line. Andre Manana, Cole, has just been so electric this whole tournament. Really good at rebounding, very strong, very powerful, and loves that downhill drive.
So first one's off for Andre Manana. Second one rims in and out. Off a couple of Alberta hands, so Alberta not able to get to the rebound there, but we're able to come away with a baseline inbound. Now here's Grace Backer. Here's Drainville. Out to the corner for Haley Postorero. Back to Drainville. Throwing it up, and Drainville's layup is no good. Here's Nev Hershey, stops her dribble. Down low is Zarifa. 6 seconds on the shot clock. She's fouled on the layup attempt. So Zarifa's turn now, and Alberta with their first 2 shots of the game.
Oh, Zarifa's really turned around in the back end of this tournament.
Yeah.
Started off a little bit slower the first 2 games, but ended up with a double-double in the third game. And she's been a really good force down low. She's really good at blocking shots, finding her spot, being patient. And at the free throw line now, she'll get her first point of this game.
The one thing I've loved about her as well is that she's been able to unlock her offensive game. There's a couple of times in that third game she was pulling up from a long 2 as well as creating her own shots. So she's really grown into this tournament as the days have gone by. Fight for the ball there on the baseline. So Alberta ball now after some good hustle from number 8, Drainville. Nev Hershey to inbound. Floater from Haley Postorero is good. So, first 2 points there for number 2. Yves St. Ange turnaround jumper is rimmed in and out. Hershey there trying to get the outlet pass. It's stolen by Beaumansour. And now Quebec can hit out. Here's Marcotte. Her layup attempt is no good. And now Alberta can finally try to settle things down. Cross court to nobody, though. Bad pass from Drainville. And once again, Quebec is going to get another chance here at 2 points. Marcotte calling for her teammates to show for the ball. Here's Pierre now. Out to St. Ange. St. Ange trying to get past Drainville. Little shove there, but doesn't matter. Pull-up jumper is no good. Rebounded by Pierre. Ball bouncing around loosely on the floor, and it's a foul on the floor, so it will be Quebec ball.
Good separation there by St. Ange there, just to create space. Use her body there, just get that nice step back for the shot. Couldn't fall through, but again, one of the shooters on this team is Ed St. Ange, number 8 for this Quebec side.
So Chloe Wondrusik and Hannah Postorero checking into the game for Alberta. Here's Andrea Manana. Marcotte, top of the perimeter. Down low to Andrea Manana. She'll drive, putting the body on Zarifa. That layup's no good. Poked away from Haley Postorero. Almost poked away from Grace Backer into the hands of Zarifa. Now here's Wondrusik. Didn't see a lot of Wondrusik in that game yesterday, Jackson. She was dealing with an injury. Now she's back onto the court just 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, I didn't see much of her. She had her right knee taped up, but it looks to be that her right knee's fine here. No more tape on that right leg.
Happy to see that she's healthy there as Marcotte's shot couldn't find the back of the net. Hannah Postorero now driving, losing her dribble. Now Yves St. Ange in Quebec here. Marcotte trying to keep that one in, just stepped out of bounds. So a couple of turnovers here in a couple of seconds, Jackson, for both teams have just kind of started to let this game kind of draw away from both.
Yeah, low scoring first quarter, but those are the nerves when the medal is on the line. This is a third place game, a big bronze game, a game for placement. So just everybody getting out a little bit of nerves here to start out the first quarter.
Wondrusik right wing. Hand off here to Grace Backer. Great screen there from Zarifa into the corner for Hannah Postorero for 3. That's one off the mark. Great rebound and hustle from Wondrusik, and great 2 points there for number 1.
That's the impact Wondrusik provides off the bench. Had a really, really big game last outing against Saskatchewan. Coming from the perimeter, a big offensive rebound, just reading the trajectory there, gets rewarded with the basket.
Here's Apo for Quebec, just checking to the game, backing down Zarifa, going low, and that one is blocked, but foul from Zarifa on Apo, so 2 shots coming up for Quebec.
Zarifa got a piece of the ball there, but also got a piece of Apo's arm. Apo doing really well, just using her speed to get to her spot. She really loves the high.
So Apo at the line here. First shot's in. The first points of the game here for number 14. 7-2 is your score here. Second one off the mark. Hannah Postorero. To Haley. Now here's Grace Backer. Nev Hershey trying to put the moves on. 5 seconds left here on the shot clock. Turnaround from Backer. Nev Hershey's got to find a shot here with the time running out. She couldn't. She's taken to the floor, and it's going to be Quebec ball.
Great perimeter defense there by Quebec. Nev Hershey, shot clock winding down, trying to create space. Couldn't. Tight defense from the Quebecois.
He almost stripped there on the backcourt, but it will be Alberta ball once again.
Alberta starting to bring the pressure here. Trying to force the turnovers early on as this Quebec offense continues to struggle.
Yeah, it's been a tough first 6 minutes or so here in the first quarter. Hard to generate any type of offense. Only points coming from the line. Here's Nev Hershey now. Pull up J. That one's good. She is so good at that stop and start game.
She loves the stop and start game. She loves to pull up. Great job there with a nice slight hesitation. You thought she was going to drive. Nope, take the 2-point midi every day.
Bowman Sword to Eri. Quebec surveying Apple, backing down Sunchin's. Layup cannot fall off the leg of Rivard and into the hands of Grace Backer. Here's Hershey. Takes the screen from Sunchin's, finds her down low on the pick and roll. Driving is Sunchin, she's double teamed, kicks back out to her teammate, down low in the post. That's Hannah Postorero for 2 points. Quebec is gonna need a timeout. It's a 8-point lead here for the team in navy blue.
Well, that was a great play by Alberta. Nev Hershey, the pick and roll is Sunchin. Sunchin's was in trouble. She was in jeopardy with the double team. But you know what? When you're double teamed, there's always going to be a teammate open. Postorero, great cut to the basket, and a better find by Sunchin's. I thought she was going to turn over the ball there, but a great find. Nice patience, nice poise, and Alberta really starting to get themselves on an offensive heat here. Quebec struggling early on. They just have 3 points in this quarter. And Cole, they've struggled all tournament offensively, starting off very slow.
Yeah, they definitely start off very slow offensively. Hard to come by points, but back to Alberta, you mentioned that they were able to find the pass down low and not cause a turnover. That was a big point of contention in that game in Ontario. Lots and lots of turnovers there, especially early on, which helped Ontario get up to that huge lead right before half. And right now, obviously, that was a talking point in the team talk before pregame for this Alberta squad, because now they're moving the ball great on the perimeter as well as down low.
Well, that's Alberta's game. They're always looking for the extra pass. They're always driving. They're always cutting the basket. They don't shoot many threes. We saw through 3 quarters of play against Ontario, they didn't make any threes. They only shot 7 3-pointers beyond the arc through 3 quarters. Right now, they still don't have a three. Their game is to get down, find that final pass, and cut to the basket, and they're doing really well to start off this first frame.
Micah Henry checked into the game here for Quebec. Here's Mercier as well, who's getting her first action in the bronze medal match. Here's Henry, driving on Sunchin's. Layup attempt is no good. Almost rebounded by Apo, and Quebec's going to get another chance here. Mercier to inbound for Quebec. So only 3 points here for the team in white, all coming from the charity strike. So looking for their first field goal of the game. Just a shot clock problem here. Referee's just figuring it out and getting it fixed up. So here we go on the restart. Mercier to inbound for Quebec. 12 seconds on the clock. Bowman Sword. Mercier. Screen from Apo. Mercier had to stop her dribble there. Henry will take a 3-pointer. She didn't even need to stay in her spot for that one. She knew that one was nothing but net. First points of the game here for number 2 in white.
Sometimes, Cole, when you have that perfect release, you just know. Shooters shoot. Great impact coming off from the bench by Henry. Got her feet set, eye to the basket, and followed through.
Just got a little taste of the ball there, rolled on over to us, and I was able to get my first touches of the basketball here this week.
Were you thinking about shooting it?
Of course. I did that Carmelo Anthony meme where he stands up and puts it down.
No hesitation.
Anyways, here's Nev Hershey driving baseline, kicking back out to Hannah Postorero, jab step. She'll lose her dribble, and Ari will pick it up.
Nice steal by Henry.
Here's Ari. Screen from Apple for Henry. Henry now, right wing. Stopped her dribble, pull up J. No good. Picked up by Drainville, and now it's Alberta's turn. Here's Nev Hershey. There's Sunchins. The Postorero off the hand of Rivard Apo, so it will be Alberta ball.
Yeah, good reflex there by Apo, just getting a touch there because Postorero was wide open for that corner shot, as number 14 will check out this game.
Here's Grace Backer, 7 seconds left here on the shot clock. Here's Nev Hershey. Pull up J from Hershey. That one's good. Great design play there from Alberta for another 2 points for number 7.
Really fumbled that ball there, collected herself, loves to get to her spots, loves that mid-range J. Nev Hershey at her finest.
Henry almost losing her dribble, had to pick it back up. Ari driving from the left corner, throwing up a layup attempt. That's no good, but we'll still be here, Quebec ball. Mercier now to inbound for Quebec here, baseline. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:26 left here in the first quarter. Ari's got to heave up a shot here, step back. That one's no good and rebounded back by Hershey for Alberta. Screen from Sunchins for Postorero, driving. No one in the corner. She thought there was a teammate there.
She was looking at her sister there getting water, number 21, Hannah Postorero. Sister to sister connection. She was standing up there. We've seen that happen time to time again. It happens.
It happens. Well, you know what they say.
Teammates standing up.
Twin telepathy, right? Yeah. They sometimes they think they're twins there and doing things with them, but really not. Just kind of thought her sister was on the court taking a drink of water.
It was the right idea. Someone's usually always open in the corner.
Exactly. Here's Yves St. Ange for Quebec. Henry loses her dribble. So it will be Quebec ball once again. Sideline inbound here. 59.2 left in the first quarter. Here's Ari near midcourt. St. Ange will pull up from deep. That one's off the rim, rebounded by Henry, put back up, and she's fouled. So 2 shots upcoming here for Micah Henry in Quebec.
Great offensive rebound by Micah Henry. She's definitely proved her worth so far checking into this game, has a pair of rebounds, and right now Alberta is just winning this rebounding game. Quebec has to start to do better off the glass. Alberta 16 rebounds, Quebec only 8, so they're doubling them in that department. But if you look at Quebec's first basket, it was from Pierre, offensive rebound off the glass. She laid it up and in, so if you want to get more points and generate more offense, you have to start crashing that glass because Alberta's doing a really good job right now, but Micah Henry is settling that right now for Quebec.
Almost rebounded by Andre Manana, but picked off by Nev Hershey, so now her and Alberta can get a chance here to put some points on the board here with the seconds dwindling down in the first quarter. Haley Postorero stops her dribble, gives it to Grace Backer. Great screen from Val Prada, now Drainville with it. 5 seconds left here on the shot clock. It's got to get. It's going to be Quebec ball with 27.4 left in the quarter.
Yeah, first travel call that we've seen. It's definitely gone a lot better as this tournament goes on. Ladies definitely learning just to be careful with those jab steps.
Here's Ari for Quebec. You see the screens being set there for Ari, but it was the right play design, just lacked the execution there off the foot of number 3 of Quebec, and it's going to be Alberta ball. It fouls Backer in the backcourt, so Alberta will have another chance here to get it out from their side.
I like the pressure, though, coming from Quebec. They've only had 5 points in this quarter, really struggling with their half-court offense. So what's the answer when you struggle with your half-court offense? You have to start to press more and force more turnovers.
Pastorero having a hard time getting out of backcourt here as she's trying to push. She finally does. Stops her dribble. 7 seconds left here in the quarter now. Drainville gets a great screen. Grace Backer in the corner. Goes to lay it up and blocked at the rim by Andrea Manana now. Dribbles it out past half court, and that's going to end the quarter. So a little bit of a positive there for Quebec to end things off here in the first quarter, in the first 10 minutes, despite being down 13-5, 8 points here early on.
Hopefully Quebec could start to use that to shift the tides a little bit, gain some momentum, because right now on offense it's been absolutely lackluster, to say the least, Cole. We know that this Quebec team starts to heat up in the fourth quarter against this Alberta side. They weren't doing well the whole game up until the fourth quarter, and that's how they stole that game. So still lots to play for, but I'd like to see Quebec slow it down a little bit on offense, do some off-ball screens, some cuts to the basket, find that final pass, because right now their half-court offense is really, really struggling.
You answered the question I was going to ask you right after, is what, for this Quebec squad, how do you kind of generate a little bit of offense here going into the second? And you said it best. Start to get those off-ball screens going, start to get shots flying from the perimeter, because we didn't see a lot of that from Quebec all week, and yes, they may not be that type of team, but here in the bronze medal match, you need to kind of try things out and see if your offense can expand, because this Alberta team plays great man and zone defense.
They really have been, and I touched upon it earlier, the turnover battle. When your half-court offense is struggling, you have to start to press a little bit more, force turnovers, and right now, Quebec is winning that department. Alberta has 8 turnovers, Quebec only 3, so they're forcing more turnovers, but they're not capitalizing on it. 0 points from those turnovers. So when you do force possession to switch ways, you have to capitalize on it and take advantage of those extra opportunities that you're being granted and working so hard for.
Yeah, they have been working hard. You can see the Quebec team's still playing great defense, but their offense just isn't generating any type of motion or points or anything like that.
I think it also comes down to the rebounding game right now. Alberta doubling Quebec in rebounds, 17 rebounds to 8.
Yeah, that's a big discrepancy there. Nonetheless, Quebec here to restart the second quarter. Jabom has checked into the game, number 12 here, inbounding it. And now here's Marcotte. Down low to Andre Manana. Hand off back to Yves St. Ange. She's got a lane here. Stops, spins. Finds Jabum on the perimeter. She drives, barreling through 2 defenders. Picks back up her dribble. Now Marcotte can try a 3-pointer. That one's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Hershey.
That's better offense, though, from Quebec. Found the open teammate, got the open shot, just didn't go through.
Here's Backer. Trying to shake off Yves St. Ange. Hershey stops her dribble. Jab step. Driving. Euro step. Blocked at the rim once again from Dre Manana. Now the ball's bouncing everywhere. Henry's able to keep it and give it to her teammate Jabum. So to end the quarter, Andre Manana had a block. To start the quarter, she has a block once again. Micah Henry now, left wing. Takes a screen from Andre Manana. Steps back. Pull up. That one's off. Saved by Nev Hershey there. Great hustle to keep it in bounds for her teammates. Now here's Grace Backer.
Great patience by Nev Hershey there, falling to the ground, just spawning Pastorero at the last second.
Backer. Valpreda. Drainville right wing. Screen from Valpreda. Step back to Nev Hershey. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pull up Jay. That one can't fall off the rim.
Another good shot by Hershey, finding her spot. She loves that pull-up mid-range. Jay just couldn't get it to go, but good offense from Alberta, getting their best player going.
Yves St. Ange pulls from 3. That's an air ball and rolls out of bounds on the baseline, so Alberta ball, but you can start to see Quebec try to generate some new things on offense to put up some points.
They're playing a little bit quicker. They're finding the open teammate, open shot. A little bit rushed there by Ed St. Ange. would have liked to see Quebec, again, just find that open teammate that so far in the second quarter they've been doing well at it, just not executing.
Backer now. No score here in the second quarter through 2 minutes from either team. Here's Haley Posterero. Almost ripped out of her hands. It is ripped out of her hands by Pierre. And now almost a Beaumont-Sor in transition. It's picked back up by Nev Hershey. And now Alberta has a chance to attack. Stolen right back by Micah Henry, though. So a couple of turnovers from either team results back into the hands of Quebec. Beaumont-Sor tried to find Andrea Manana down low. That pass just a little bit too far forward for her.
Again, Cole, Quebec doing a really good job at forcing turnovers, but they're just not capitalizing on it. Still 0 points. I'd like to see them reward themselves for the hard work as the referees will just talk this one over real quick.
So they were trying to figure out whose ball that was. It's going to end up being Quebec's here. If you didn't hear, the fans were yelling at the referees to let them know it's Quebec's ball. And Alberta fans were obviously fighting for theirs. Nonetheless, it's Quebec here with Marcotte top of the perimeter. Spin move. Now surveying back out to the perimeter. Beaumont-Sor stops her dribble, has to put up a shot. That one's no good off the backboard. Bounced around and ripped away by Pierre.
Fans starting to yell a lot. You're a little bit aggressive on the rebounding, but that's what you have to do when you're Quebec, when you're losing that rebounding battle. They're starting to, again, struggle offensively. Beaumont-Sor had to force up a shot there. She was calling for a screen. Nobody was moving. Just a little bit of lackluster communication so far for the team in white.
Here's Backer now for Alberta after the restart. Back to Hershey. Couple jab steps from Hershey, a crossover, and now back to Backer. Gather step from her, three-pointer from Haley Posterero. Air ball, and now Hannah Posterero picks it back up. The basket's not going to count. She was fouled, so it's a baseline inbound in Quebec's side for Alberta.
Sister to sister. Haley Posterero may have missed that shot, but it landed right into Hannah's hands.
It's that twin telepathy once again, knowing she's under the basket. Here's Backer. To Hershey now. She's tried that a couple times coming off a screen. Throws up a layup. That's an air ball rebounded by Pierre. Here's Pierre once again. Beaumont-Sor hit a little jab step. Can't hit the three though. Rebounded once again from Nev Hershey. Now out on transition is Alberta with Grace Backer. To Zarifa. Throws up a layup off the side of the backboard and no good. Andre Manana driving on Zarifa now. That one can't fall. Through almost 4 minutes of the second quarter here, we haven't had a score from either team. Grace Backer. Out to Nev Hershey. Turnaround. Puts up a floater off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Gideon.
Good shot though by Nev Hershey. Using that pivot to her advantage. Just a little bit of a softer touch. Couldn't go through.
So astute defense being played here in the bronze medal matchup from either team. Here's Marcotte driving. Layup is blocked at the rim by Zarifa. Stolen out of Zarifa's hands. And finally, we're able to see 2 points being scored here and an immediate timeout taken by Alberta after the score from Marcotte. Score stands at 13-7 in favor of Alberta Jackson. But that last 4 minutes have been pretty hard for either team to find any type of baskets.
Yeah, it's been pretty hard, but good job by Marcotte there. Not getting discouraged by her layup being blocked, staying right under the basket. Ball falls right into her hands, putting it up and in. Breaks the seal for both of these sides, like you mentioned. 4 minutes into the second frame, no baskets. Marcotte breaks the steal, but a good timeout call by Alberta. Just talk some things over because they're getting some rhythm going in the first quarter, getting some baskets, playing good defense, still playing good defense, but it's time for them to really settle up their half-court offense that they were getting going. in that first frame.
Yeah, Alberta just haven't been able to hit the shots here in the second frame. You saw Nev Hershey take a couple of pull-up J's as well as Haley Postorero from the corner, but it's either been air balls or off the rim from this team in navy blue. So after the timeout, I'm sure they're going to talk about and try to implement a better style of offense that's going to help them find more open looks, because a lot of those weren't open.
And a lot of the things that were working in that first frame for Alberta was Nev Hershey when she's on the ball, using a screen, driving, quick pull-up, get Nev Hershey to her spots, as it seems like she'll take a break here. She's played almost every single minute in this one.
So Alberta will inbound us after the timeout. 13-7 is the score with 5:47 left to play here before halftime. Here's Haley Postorero. Over to her sister Hannah. To Grace Backer now, coming off a screen from Zarifa. That pass was just a little bit too fast, a little bit too hard through the hands of Zarifa and out of bounds for Quebec ball.
And sometimes you're prepared to receive that ball, but you don't know how fast it's coming there. Just too hard of a pass there by Haley Postorero for Zarifa down low.
Full court press here from Alberta now. Here's Marcotte for Quebec. Coming off the screen from Andrea Manana. Finds Beaumansour left wing. Backing down Drainville. He isn't able to get past her. Has to stop her dribble. Great defense here from Alberta. Shot chucked up by Gideon. It's off the rim and into the hands of Marcotte. So 13 more seconds for Quebec. Hannah Postorero now driving on Andrea Manana and blocked at the rim. 3 blocks in the game here. Here's Drainville, rimmed in and out. Either team can't find a basket right now.
Andrea Manana, third block of the game, like you said, go absolutely dominant down low.
As Pierre finally puts in 2 more points for Quebec. So some points have been put on the board here for the team in white, but the team in navy blue is struggling still on offense.
They really are. Quebec really taking it to them on defense, standing tall, blocking shots, making it really hard for this Alberta team to find their rhythm.
Moving screen there from Zarifa.
I think it's that simple, Cole. Quebec started off the first frame very, very slow and said, you know what, in order to get our offense going, let's get our defense going. Yeah. Let's get some stops, and let's make it really hard on this Alberta team to feel comfortable.
And they definitely felt uncomfortable so far in the second frame, because we're about a little over 5 minutes played in this one and still 0 points in the second quarter here for Alberta. It's allowing Quebec to come back here. Only down by 4. Here's St. Ange. Hand off to Mercier. Kick to Marcotte in the left corner. Tries to shake off Drainville. Can't do it. Down low is Andrea Manana. Into the corner is St. Ange. That 3 can't fall, so rebounded once again by Nev Hershey, now being hounded by 2 Quebec players and stolen by Andrea Manana. St. Ange can't put her layup in. So Drainville on the rebound. Finally, Quebec's able to figure out the pressure. Nev Hershey down low to Sunchins, and finally Alberta gets the quick and easy 2 points here in this quarter.
Great patience there by Nev Hershey. I thought she was going to pull up for her old-fashioned mid-range, but did pull up, just made that nice last-second pass underneath the rim for Sunchins to get the easy bucket.
Crossed over from Mercier, now trying to back down Nev Hershey, but stolen out of her hands by Haley Postorero. Now Drainville in the corner. Shakes off her defender, puts up a layup, no good. Great box out from Mercier there to allow St. Ange to grab the rebound and then deflect it out by Postorero, so it will continue to be Quebec ball.
Yeah, that was a good box out. You heard her yelling at St. Ange to grab the rebound there. She kind of got tied up, but even though Quebec shots aren't falling, I'm pretty impressed with how their offense has been in the second half and how they've responded. They're shooting a lot of threes, Cole. Right now they're 0 for 9 from deep, but they're getting a lot of open looks, so you only start to wonder when they'll start to fall.
And they haven't been really that team all week, so obviously what we said earlier, that they're going to have to try some new things on offense, have definitely been taken into account, because this is a whole new Quebec team that I'm seeing so far.
Out of bounds there off the deflection, so it'll be Quebec ball once again.
Andrea Manana checks out the game. Just such a defensive presence, Cole. Three blocks and 2 steals already, and we're not even at halftime.
Definitely been the focal point of Quebec's defense. So a foul on Nev Hershey off ball, so it'll be a baseline inbound here for Quebec. Down low, St. Ange, great pass there, and just a lack of concentration from Alberta. Didn't see the number 8 coming in down low for the easy 2.
Really good screen to set up that backdoor cut from St. Ange. Draw it up to perfection.
Here's Hannah Postorero, 2 screens from Seeley and Sunchins. Handoff behind the back from Drainville. Drainville almost got her pass deflected. Seeley now driving, blocked at the rim by Rivard and saved by Quebec. So here they are out on transition. Pull up from Mercier. No good, off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Hannah Postorero over to Drainville. Nev Hershey right wing, 2 minutes left here in the second frame. Nev Hershey, right wing, takes the screen from Sunchins, pulls up from 3. That's good. Nev Hershey's first 3 of the game.
Cole, every single shot that she takes, I swear it's a swish when it goes in. She is just so pure on that jumper.
Mercier, her floater. That one's off the side of the Sunchins. Here's Seeley now. Into Sunchins. Over to Nev Hershey. Screen from Sunchins. Nev Hershey pulls up once again. That one's off the rim, can't fall.
Great look by Nev Hershey there. Just the patience, getting her shot off, finding her rhythm. Really impressed with number 7 in Blue Navy.
Here's St. Ange. Eddie now driving, trying to put a layup up, and it's in straight into the hands of Seeley. Now back to Nev Hershey. Nev Hershey trying to drive, loses her dribble on the floor now. Loose ball being fought for. Referee's got to talk about it for a sec, see whose ball it is. And it's going to be called a kick ball. So it will be Alberta out here on the sidelines as Haley Postorero and Grace Backer check into the game.
Interesting. Nev Hershey will rebound it. What a shot from her. The first 3-pointer of the game between both sides when Alberta desperately needed a goal. They only had 2 points in the last 9 minutes, so definitely stepping up when Alberta needed their offense to show the most.
Yeah, we know she's a sharpshooter. We've seen and watched her play all week, as well as talked to her parents throughout the week, and we know very well how much she's committed to this game from Lethbridge, Alberta, trying to put it on for her city here and win a bronze medal for these girls. 40 seconds left here in this second frame. Grace Backer over to Hannah Postorero. Driving, down low is Sunchins, puts it up, no good, airballed into the hands of Apple. 25 seconds here for Quebec. 3-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Apple now, trying to get to that one, just tipped out of her hands, so 14.2 left here on the clock. Timeout taken by Alberta here. Final play, I'm just going to try to chalk one up and see who it goes to. Jackson, I'm going to ask you once again, if you're the coaches, who's it going to?
Well, it's definitely Nev Hershey. She's really been so instrumental for this offense. And real quick, actually, her foot was on the line for that 3-point shot.
Wow,
so,
it was on the line.
Yeah, it was on the line. It counted as a 2. It was a very, very long 2, but nonetheless, she did make it. She's just their best shot maker right now. I'd like to see her have the ball, get a screen, drive, but find that pull-up J that is really her sweet spot.
Yeah, it's been her sweet spot all game, taking a couple pull-up J's off stop and starts, and right now is really the only offense for Alberta because despite putting some points on the board here, it's still a 6-point game with under 20 seconds left to play here in the second quarter, and really it's only been Nev Hershey that's been able to get her shots going.
Yeah, it's really been her sweet spot all tournament, Cole. Like you mentioned, we spoke to her parents. They come from Lethbridge. They drive 5 hours to Edmonton to see her train. She's so committed. She's the youngest of 4. All 4 of their kids play basketball as well, so you can only imagine her growing up, just installing that competitiveness and that drive and that work ethic. And you see it in that Hershey's game.
As the youngest, she definitely was used as a defender for her siblings growing up, practicing basketball, and it's paying off here.
Rebounding the ball, passing it back.
And she's a great rebounder and a great passer, so it's obviously worked out. So 14 seconds left here for Alberta to find a final shot. Trying to get out of backcourt here, but great full court pressure. And a great outlet pass from Hannah Postorero. Here's Grace Backer for 3. That one's off the way. No good. So the second frame will end here. 17-11 in favor of Alberta. Slow start here in the first half for both teams on offense. Nonetheless, Alberta's gotten out to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, very, very slow start to say the least. Just 10 points scored total. It took Alberta 10 minutes just to register their 4th point. Slow offensive start, but great defensive stance. We've seen a defensive clinic from Quebec. Lots of block shots, 3 of them by Andrea Manana, but it should start to open up a little bit in the second half here, Cole. Both teams still a little bit nervous. This game is for all the bronze stakes, so I don't blame anybody for starting off a little bit slow. It's hefty stakes here and hefty stakes for some silverware.
Hefty stakes for sure. Don't go anywhere. In about 15 minutes, we'll be back with second half action of the bronze medal match. I'm Cole Hales. Beside me, Jackson Medora. You'll hear from us in just a bit, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Ontario Tech University Gym here in Oshawa, Ontario. My name is Cole Hales. I'm joined back with my color commentator Jackson Midori for second half action here of the bronze medal match at the Canada National Basketball Championships for the 15U women's side between Team Alberta and Team Quebec. Right now, Team Alberta leads 17-11, Jackson. There's a little bit of a slow first half action offensively from either team, but great defensively. What are your keys to success to get a bronze medal here for either team?
I think if you're Quebec, you just have to continue to shoot beyond the arc. They're doing a good job of creating those looks. Right now, they're 0 for 10 from 3. But, again, they're creating those looks, creating those opportunities, finding the open teammate that just haven't gotten the shots to fall. Continue to play really good on defense, continue to shoot, and they're just bound to fall. I think if you're Alberta, start to get your half-court offense a little bit, continue to rebound. You're doubling Quebec in rebounds right now. Continue to play that big Berta game.
Here's Pierre now to start back off the second half for Quebec. Her layup attempt is no good. So it will be Alberta ball. They'll get a chance here to get the first points of the half. Nev Hershey has really been the only one on Alberta here that's been able to put some points on offense. 6 points, 3 for 9 from the field so far in this one, but with 17 full team points, it's almost a quarter of it. Here's a missed shot from Haley Postorero in the corner, and Quebec rebound. So here's Andrea Manana now, trying to kick out. Great screen taken by Hannah Postorero. She's really good at that, Jackson, and gets herself and her team possession of the ball.
She's really good defensively, came into the playoffs averaging 6 steals per game. And she didn't get a steal there, but she stole back the ball there with the charge, standing tall, getting her feet planted, getting them just right. A great charge taken by Hannah Postorero, just a stout on defense.
One of the best defensive players. Her sister's captain of this Alberta squad, so it runs in the blood. Here's Nev Hershey now. Kick out back to the top of the perimeter for Grace Backer. Back to Nev Hershey. Pull-up J's good from Nev Hershey. I just spoke about her being the only one that's been able to really get her offense going, and once again, a long 2 from number 7.
The mid-range game is her game.
Hannah Postorero steals it from Quebec, driving now, spin move, puts up the layup, and that one's good.
Really good patience there by Postorero, using her body for that size mismatch, elected to pivot back for that slight floater fader. Great patience.
Almost got to that one off the pass from St. Ange, as Andre Manana trips over Drainville after she beat her and was driving baseline.
I do want to quickly go back to that Nev Hershey bucket. We spoke time and time again how she loves the mid-range game. Great patience for her to kick it out to Backer. Great job by Backer to kick it back to Hershey, finding that nice sweet spot that Nev Hershey absolutely loves. She's up to 8 points, and all of them have come from the mid-range game.
Yeah, she loves her long midi. Also a great three-point shooter, as Hannah Postorero once again on defense rips it out of the hands of a Quebec player, but it's called for a kick ball. Don't know if I agree with that one. It was never hit her foot or was in the kicking motion, so interesting call there from the baseline referee.
A little bit of an interesting call there. Hannah Postorero doesn't like that call. Slight touch on the foot, barely. Didn't really alter the play there, but the referee saw something that he didn't like.
So foul there from Haley Postorero, and it's going to be a sideline inbound for Quebec. Here's Marcotte to Micah Henry here, right wing. Almost loses her dribble, has to pick it back up. 5 seconds left here on the shot clock for Marcotte in Quebec to find a shot. Pierre for 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Beaumansour, loses her dribble, picks it back up, almost steps out of bounds, just didn't there. And now it's cycled back to the top of the perimeter for Pierre to now drive. That's going to be a travel call on Pierre. Just got stuck on a defender and took a step too forward before her dribble and gives away possession in terms of Alberta ball.
Board, but they make it up, forcing Pierre on the travel call. Just got her feet stuck there. Big bodies from Berta.
Referees talking to the shot clock people, making sure that the clock is all right. And it is, so now we can finally restart here. Here's Drainville now, finding Haley Postorero, and she's fouled Drainville, so it will be a baseline inbound here for Alberta. Postorero now off the inbound. Floater can't find the back of the net. Rebounded by Andre Manana. And a great handoff to Marcotte now.
Great drawn up play.
Marcotte losing her dribble to Grace Backer. And now Alberta's chance here to get out on transition. Here's Nev Hershey right wing. Couple jab steps on Gideon now. Trying to find the best shot and option. Back to Grace Backer now. Spin move from Backer. Driving off a couple legs and onto the floor. Back into the hands of Grace Backer, into the hands of her teammate, Hannah Postorero. This ball's being hounded. And finally, there's a whistle on the floor. It will be Alberta ball.
Yeah, it's Alberta ball just because of that possession arrow there. But Postorero and Andre Manana getting tangled up. That's the effort you'd like to see.
So Marcotte checks out for Eddie, number 3 in white. This is Haley Postorero now has the ball. Drives, puts up a layup. That's no good. Rebounded by Jabum. And out to Andre Manana. Ten-point lead now here for Alberta to open up the third quarter of this bronze medal matchup. Here's Eddie. Driving, throwing up a layup attempt and no good. Rebounded by Nev Hershey, ripped out of her hands by Micah Henry, and out of bounds now back to Quebec for their ball.
Good steal there by Micah Henry. She's up to 2 in this game. A really big presence for this Quebecois bench. And those are the type of steals you need to start to get your offense scoring. You yet to score 4 minutes into this half, and Quebec still struggling on offense.
Here's Eddie. Over to Jabum in the corner. That three's good. Nothing but net from number 12.
Yeah, Cole, we mentioned they had 10 three-pointers, all missed in the first half. They're bound to start sinking. Great timing in the second half to get going beyond the arc.
Ball ripped out of Nev Hershey's hands. Straight into the hands of Micah Henry now driving. Her layup falls in. She'll get the chance at the three-point play.
We talked about her being a defensive presence. Great steal there, going coast to coast. A hard bucket, hard foul, and they've been struggling from distance. But you know what? Henry gets the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Great bucket by Quebec to shift the tides a little bit, and hopefully they can carry on this momentum.
So that three-pointer from Jabum was actually a two-pointer. Foot was on the line. Really hard to see here.
Yeah, it's the second time.
Yeah, it's that double, the second black line here on the court. That is the three-point line. Nonetheless, 16 points here for Alberta off a two-pointer and a couple free throws. Cross-court pass right to Haley Postorero, almost ripped by Micah Henry. Now here's Grace Backer. Down low to Zarifa. Good find, just couldn't find the back of the net. Here's Micah Henry on transition for Quebec. Out to Jabum. Jabum going up and blocked at the rim by Seeley. That one was ferocious, Jackson.
That was ferocious. Pure stuff. Just hand-on-ball action from Zarifa. Pure dominance down low.
Andre Manana driving, blocked once again. This time by Zarifa. Hannah Postorero now out on break. To her sister Haley in the corner. Back to Grace Backer. Here's Hannah now driving. Puts up a floater. That one cannot fall. Into the hands of Eddie in Quebec. Here's Eddie now driving. Spin move. trying to find some options. She'll find Jabum for three this time. No good. Fighting for the rebound, Sealy and Gideon. Won by Sealy, so now Alberta out on break. Behind the back from Hannah Postorero. Hesitation. Back out to her sister, Haley. Cross court to Sealy. Pump fake. Pull up J. That one's off the rim. Henry trying to hold on to her dribble. She can, and now Jabum can slow things down for Quebec. 5-point lead here for Alberta. 4:50 left to play here in the third quarter. Crossover from Jabum. Bad pass from number 12 in white, so that's going to be Alberta ball.
Yeah, just slightly forward place, bounce pass, slightly to the left. She'll check out the game for Mercier.
Nev Hershey here for Alberta. Into Zarifa now, putting up a layup attempt. No good, off the hands of Sealy, so it will be Quebec ball.
Great contest there by Zarifa. Zarifa's bread and butter, just down low in the paint, making it hard for her to get that 2-point play.
Here's Marcotte to Mercier. Henry pulling from the corner. That one's no good. Rebounded by Sealy. Now out for Alberta. Here's Nev Hershey. Hannah Postorero driving, trying to find Hershey. Able to keep it in, but straight into the hands of Micah Henry now on transition for Quebec. Layup up, no good. Now here's Haley Postorero to Nev Hershey. Driving baseline, trying to go up and under. That one couldn't even find the backboard, so it's going to be out of bounds here.
Well, I thought she drew a little bit of contact there on that reverse
I thought so
layup.
too.
It was a good take by Nev Hershey. Kind of got interrupted by the Quebec defense, but regardless, they'll regain possession there.
Hershey now to Hannah Postorero. Gather step. Throws up a layup attempt. It's no good. Ball loose on the floor now. Many bodies fighting for it. And it's going to come the way of Quebec.
That's what you need if you're Quebec. You're losing the rebounding game right now. Two bodies on the floor, hustling for those defensive boards, not allowing Alberta to get that second chance opportunity.
Here's Beaumansour for Quebec. Mercier driving, putting up a layup, no good.
Great take by Mercier, just better defense to heavily contest that shot.
Thought Nev Hershey stepped out of bounds. She didn't. Hannah Postorero now driving. Layup no good. Rebounded by Hershey. Back out to the perimeter for number 7. Stops her dribble into Zarifa with the mismatch. Back out to Sealy. Hershey now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gather step. Trying to find her teammate Hannah Postorero in the corner. But Quebec steals it. Beaumansour pulling up. That one's no good. Haley Postorero now here on the sidelines. Out to Nev Hershey, open on the three-point line. That one's in.
And that's officially the first three-pointer made today, Cole, in this bronze medal match. And who else but Nev Hershey to make it?
I was a little hesitant
shoots,
there.
She's nothing but net.
I was a little hesitant there to call that a three-pointer. I didn't know if her foot was on the line or not. Had to make sure. Thank you for clarifying. But like you said, first three-pointer of the game for both teams. And first three of the game for Nev Hershey.
Yeah, that was, we've seen that twice. We thought it was a three-pointer,
Yeah.
ended up on that line here. But a three-pointer by Nev Hershey. She's just really been just so instrumental for this Alberta offense. One of their only pure shooters finding her spot, and if you're Quebec, you can't be leaving her, of all people, open beyond the arc, because you'll know that she'll make you pay.
And it was just out in transition. She was able to run away from her defender and get open on the perimeter and then take a great three-point shot. She's been attempting them a lot today. Probably took a couple twos that she thought were threes, and they ended up being twos. So now finally she gets her three-pointer to go. Score sits at 24-16. Which is a little bit of this third quarter left to play here. But again, the offense has still been slow from both teams. Not a lot of points here in the third quarter from either.
It's still been slow, but I think it's a testament to both these teams just having great defense. Really, both these teams are very fast. They both rebound pretty well. They're very powerful. And both their programs really take defense very, very seriously. And especially if you're Alberta, who just conceded 70-plus points through on game.
Well, they've been able to hold Quebec here to 16 points through three quarters, so that's a pretty good job after a 70-point loss to Ontario yesterday. 2:27 left here in the third quarter. Handoff here to Marcotte. Gideon. Mercier. Great ball movement here from Quebec. Pull up from Beaumansour. That one's good. So after our first three, we quickly get our second three of the game here, this time from number 6 in white, Beaumansour.
Well, it's about time for Quebec. They've missed their first 13 shots beyond the arc. We talked about at the halfway point that they shot 10, missed all 10, but it's only bound for this Quebecois team to start nailing from beyond the arc.
Grace Backer now, top of the perimeter. Spinning. Into Seeley now. She throws up a layup attempt, but too many bodies in the paint. That one's rebounded by Quebec. Game just starting to open up a little bit here for either team. Here's Mercier, takes a screen from Apple, takes another one from her. Drive from Marcotte. Pull up J from Apple, cannot fall.
Good pass by Marcotte to find the open teammate. Good shot. She couldn't get it to go.
Here's Backer to Drainville. Back to Backer. Pass is too high from Backer to Zarifa, so a wasted possession there from Alberta.
Wasted possession. Backer had the right ideas. Zarifa's wide open. Just too much of a helmet high grab for Zarifa as Chloe Wondrusek checks in.
Yeah, haven't seen much of Wondrusek. Probably still feeling that injury, so hasn't had a lot of play time here in the bronze medal match, but is able to make her mark here with 55 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Alberta starting to bring the press here to end the third frame.
Bad pass there from Mercier, stolen by Seeley, now driving, puts up a layup and gets fouled, so two shots coming up for Seeley.
Yeah, shot clock was winding down there. I think Quebec just heard the fans counting it down, felt a little bit of pressure.
So at the line here, Seeley hasn't had much to do offensively, but defensively has been able to grab herself a couple blocks as well as stop a couple fast breaks.
Yeah, you're right, Cole. She is one steal, one block in this one. Really a good replacement when Zarifa's off the court as that backup center. Really fills her job really good down low.
Here's Beaumansour. Tipped away by Seeley, so once again another defensive contribution from number 14 in Navy Blue.
Yeah, you talked about her briefly before, Cole, and it's not always the stats that show on the stat sheet how good defensively you can be. That tip there really could have stopped the three-point shot, so great active hands there by Seeley.
Couple shimmy shake from Marcotte, and now here to Gideon, driving on Seeley, and blocked at the rim once again by number 14.
don't know if you gave her a little bit of a commentator boost there.
Yeah.
But she's up to 2 blocks there, and back-to-back defensive stances from Sealy. Valuable minutes.
Here's Wondrusik. 3 seconds left here in the quarter. Stolen by Gideon. Has to throw up a shot. Off the backboard. No good. So the third quarter ends 25-19 in favor of Alberta still, but a little bit of offense starting to pick up here at the end of that quarter.
Yeah, Alberta really riding the wave of that 3-point shot by Bowman Sear. It's still a 6-point game. Both teams have been struggling on offense. On the flip side, on this Alberta team, it's been all Nev Hershey. Cole, she's had double-double watch, 9 points, but a big 10 rebounds. One of the smallest players on the court, but just does such a good job at reading the trajectory off the glass. And her mid-range game, we've been talking about it all game long. I expect her to really take over in this fourth final frame. And to touch upon, Cole, the last time these two teams met, it was kind of this exact same game. Alberta was up going into the fourth. They played well the first 5 minutes into the fourth, but then Quebec pulled away. You only have to wonder how this final frame will end up because it's for the medal.
Yeah, this time it's for the medals, for the big bucks, and I'm sure they'll be talking about that pregame as well as in the huddle here. Look, we did the same thing last time we played. Let's not do it like a fourth quarter last time. Let's actually close out this game and win a medal. Obviously, Alberta trying to go back-to-back bronze medalists, because last year they won in 2024. This year now again in the bronze medal game, trying to reclaim their bronze. So it's going to be a really, really exciting fourth quarter here. But again, the offense just hasn't really been able to roll. It's been getting better, but just 25-19 here going into the fourth. I think that's the lowest scoring game we've had here all week.
I think if you're Alberta, I think they feel a little bit comfortable right now. They've kind of controlled this game. They're up 6, heading into the fourth. But I think if you're Quebec, you have to go back to that first game that they've played against each other earlier this week and really start to bring the pressure, make Alberta feel uncomfortable. Start with a full court press, force those turnovers, because right now Quebec is winning the turnover fast, strong, and powerful, which is what we've seen from this Quebecois side so far this tournament, and we know that they can really bring the pressure to Alberta. I expect them to do so when it matters the most.
Yeah, and you mentioned the turnover batter. Sooner than later, points are going to start coming off those turnovers, especially when it matters most. So it's going to be big here in this fourth quarter. But if you're just joining us, my name is Cole Hales. I'm with Jackson Vidori here. It's the bronze medal match between Team Alberta and Team Quebec. Alberta leads 25-19, heading into the final frame here, final 10 minutes, looking to either repeat or wins bronze for the first time this year. Here's Nev Hershey. Layup attempt by Zarifa is no good, but rebounded by Backer. Thrown up by Backer, and that one's no good. Once again, it's Zarifa. Sealy out to Nev Hershey now. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Guarded by Apo. Sees the mismatch with Zarifa. Out to Sealy. Back to Nev Hershey. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Great gather step and great floater to open up the fourth here from Nev Hershey.
Cole, Nev Hershey might be the most fundamental basketball player that I've seen so far this tournament. Like you said, a perfect gather step just to find that soft touch for the floater.
Here's Gideon now driving on Sealy. Blocked by Sealy at the rim. It's a block party here in Ontario Tech University Gym for number 14 in navy blue.
She is up to 3 blocks today. And Cole, we've mentioned the Toronto Twin Towers in Morris and Enyo Jukin. But what about Sealy and Zarifa standing tall for Big Berta? Zarifa had a big rebound earlier to gain that second chance opportunity, which eventually led to Hershey's bucket. So both the Berta bigs, valuable minutes and proving that they are the go-getters on this team.
Well, basketball transcends every level. You see in the NBA, 2 bigs now on the court all the time is a need for most NBA teams. And here, under 15 Women's Canada National Basketball Championship, it's a need as well, as Grace Backer now heads and drives into the paint. Here's Sealy for a jumper. That one cannot fall. Tipped out of the hands of Andrea Manana and back into the hands of Sealy. Here's Haley Postorero. Nev Hershey now takes a screen from Zarifa. Great cut there from Zarifa, just couldn't find the basket. And now Quebec can hit out on the break.
Yeah, good pick and roll there to find Zarifa, just couldn't get the shot to go. Right idea though by Hershey.
Eri will pull up. That one's off the rim and no good. Rebounded once again from Hershey. Driving is Haley Postorero, stopping. Nev Hershey now. Back out to Haley. Here's Zarifa driving. Zarifa out to Seeley. Great ball movement here from Alberta. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shot attempt from Nev Hershey's off. Rebounded by Seeley, though. Grace Backer will try an attempt from three. That's no good. Rebounded once again. Haley Postorero going up for a layup, and that one will fall. So 3 chances there for Alberta to put some points on the board, and finally Haley Postorero finds the back of the net.
Quebec a little bit too focused on those double teams, those switch defense, not doing so well on the rebound game. Can't allow 2 offensive boards there after stopping 2 great shots.
So 10-point lead now for Alberta. Great contest there from Zarifa on Beaumansour, and she's able to miss that one, and Alberta's able to come down with it.
Backer right behind the back, driving now off the side of the backboard to get fouled. So 2 shots at the line here for number 3.
Great move there by Grace Backer behind the back. St. Ange just didn't get her feet set there. Just contested Grace Backer too heavily, but Cole, we mentioned it before. We talked to Grace Backer's grandfather, and just a quick shout out to Kim Payne, her aunt,
say it, man. Shout out
number
Kim
1
Payne.
fan back in Edmonton, number 1 Grace Backer fan, who she's been instrumental all game long. If you go back, she had the first bucket in this game. That's her 3rd point. Played 25 minutes so far today. Just such an influence all tournament long for this Berta side.
That one was for you, Kim Payne, as Grace Backer knocks down both free throws.
A little over 3 minutes played here in this 4th quarter.
Here's Micah Henry driving on Zarifa. Splits 2 defenders. Layup cannot fall.
Just so unfortunate there by Micah Henry. Took the right shot there, just trickled out. It seems to be that there's a little bit of a deadlock at the rim still for this Quebecois side, who scored.
Offense, not just this 4th quarter, but all game. Nev Hershey now driving baseline, puts up a layup attempt, and I think I might be in agreement with you. She is the most ethical hooper I've watched at this tournament so far.
She really is. Make that a double-double for Nev Hershey. 11 points, 11 rebounds, and there's a reason why we've seen her on the court so much, Cole. She has the best plus-minus today with 15. So when she's on the court, Alberta really starts to get going, finds a rhythm, and she is the point getter. She is the heart of this Berta offense. And rebounding, because she's playing offense and defense for this Alberta team, and has probably been the best player out there on the court for either team. But right now it's Quebec who are struggling again and again and again through now to the 4th quarter on offense. It's just been a tight contest for them to really get any type of offense going. It really has been, and despite winning the turnover battle, they just have been losing the field goal percentage battle. They haven't hit their shots. They're getting good looks beyond the arc. They just haven't been nailing it. 1 for 14 from 3 from the Quebecois side. Not something you like to see, but down a hefty amount here in the 4th. You really have to leave it all on the court. This is for all the marbles, for the bronze marbles. I expect Quebec to come out firing with the pressure and really starting to create more turnovers, because they need to turn around pretty quick here, Cole.
Yeah, you saw the high fives there from Alberta. They know that this is a big moment here. This is what lost them the game last time out in Quebec, these final 7 or 8 minutes. That's what we're in Quebec when it kind of went on their run and was able to pull away. Now they know they're in that same scenario up here in the 4th quarter, trying to close out not just for the preliminary rounds this time, but this time for a bronze medal.
And they're continuing to bring that pressure, not letting their foot off the gas.
Great pressure here from Grace Backer. Great win to start off the timeout. That one's going to be called for a travel, but that was great hustle there from number 3.
Great hustle from Grace Backer. We just touched upon her before, making those plays that you don't see on the stat sheet. Stalling Pierre there, stalling this Quebec offense. They're up 14, but they don't want them to find their rhythm.
Here's Micah Henry. Great crossover there from Henry on Hershey. Now Andrea Manana, spin move, blocked once again at the rim by Seeley.
Andrea Manana gets called, the travel call there, got stuck by Seeley. used that extra footing, slipped a little bit, and Alberta regained possession. Here comes that Quebec press I was just talking about.
I'll tell you what about Sealy. She came in early on in the third quarter and has not left the court. That's much in due part to her defense as well as her offense right now through the second half.
She's setting good picks. She's playing hard defense. She's rebounding well. There's a reason why she's still on the court.
Here's Haley Postorero now, corner. That's a three-pointer. So finally, Alberta's offense igniting here in this fourth quarter.
All the momentum is on this Berta side. You hear the bells ringing. You hear the crowd cheering. Everybody is behind Berta.
Andre Manana now, lack of concentration there. Just a blip from Alberta. Was able to open up that lane and get the free layup.
Great job by Andre Manana, recognizing the defensive collapse, opening up that lane and taking the easy two. First points of the quarter here for the team in white.
Up by 15 is Alberta. Here's Nev Hershey to Zarifa. That pass is a little bit too high for Sealy or for Backer, so it's out of bounds for Quebec ball. 5:11 left here to play in the fourth.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there. I think Zarifa had in mind that either Backer or Sealy will be in the corner. Nonetheless, they'll talk it over with a timeout called.
Yeah, so down 15 heading into the timeout. Like I said, 5:11 left here in the fourth. All the marbles to play for now for the bronze medal. If you're Quebec, what are you talking about in that team talk?
I think it's simple as this, Cole. There's 5 minutes left. These are the last 5 minutes of your tournament. You've played well all week. You started off this tournament with 2 big wins. You beat this Berta side before. It's as simple as let's leave it all on the court. Let's absolutely drain ourselves, outwork them these last 5 minutes, win or lose. Let's hustle, let's force turnovers, and let's leave it all on the floor.
Back to that matchup between these two the first time they met this week. Quebec came back in that fourth quarter because they were able to just get the drive and kick game going. They were able to getting the easy layup down low, or they were kicking to someone out. Today that just has not worked. In the paint, it's been Zarifa, it's been Valpreda, it's been Sealy, it's been Sunchens. They have locked down that interior paint for Alberta and have not allowed Quebec to really play their style of game, and that's why their offense has struggled so much here throughout the 4 quarters.
They really have been. Not a lot of points in the paint for this Quebec side. They're trying to shoot beyond the arc, just 1 for 15 on the day. They only have to start to wonder. They have to start to let that three-point shot fly a little bit as time dwindles down.
Here's Apple. Driving on Zarifa now. And just once again, her and Sealy just being able to not allow anything to go around in that paint. They stop Apple down low.
Just standing tall, not jumping on the contest. All they have to do is stand tall, put your arm up with a heavy contest. If you block it, you block it, which she did right there, but nonetheless, it's making it really hard for Apple.
Shabum for 3. No good. Rebounded by Zarifa.
Great drawn-up play there by Quebec on that screen by Apple. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
So pretty tall lineup here out for Alberta now. Zarifa, Haley Postorero, Hannah Postorero, and Sealy, as well as Grace Backer. Looking to lock down that paint even more for the team in navy blue.
Lock down that paint and also secure the rebounds. They're winning the rebounding game right now. They want to limit Quebec's second chance opportunities down the stretch.
Sealy gets stuck on the screen from Apo. That one's once again blocked at the rim, but who else? Number 14, Sealy.
Tell you what, you cannot drive on this Alberta team right now. They're using their tall ball lineup. Speaking of, Nev Hershey checks into the game, but she may be one of the smallest ones on the court. But tell you what, she can box out, read the trajectory, and rebound. She leads the team today in rebounds with 11, having a double-double of her own.
Shabum to inbound here for Quebec. Lots of ball movement here. So Hershey with the foul on the floor. So Eddie will head to the line here for 2 shots.
Quebec in the bonus here. Could be a good thing. Put some points on the board. Clock stop. You have to start thinking about those things down the stretch. I'm interested to see what Quebec's game plan will be. Down by a hefty amount. Maybe you start fouling a little bit early, forcing Alberta to shoot some free throws, regain possession, and get more looks.
So it's 2 free throws and the ball. Must have been a technical on Nev Hershey.
I believe the referee must have called it an unsporting foul there. So don't believe Quebec is in the bonus in that case.
Yeah, they weren't. Nonetheless, here's Jabum back to Apo down low, trying to drive on Haley Postorero, but that's just great defense. Apo grabs her rebound and is able to put it back up on a tough bucket.
Great strength by Apo, staying aggressive. Here comes the Quebec press.
Nev Hershey just breaks it ever so easily. It's poked out by Apple, though, and now on transition is Quebec. That one is tipped out, and it will be Quebec ball.
That's that fierceness that we were talking about earlier, Cole, that Quebec needs to show. 4 minutes left. It's starting to get tighter and tighter. They need to start forcing those steals that we just saw with Apple. Apple really saving her most aggressive strength for the back end of this fourth.
Here's Apple now. Pull up J. No good. Rebounded by Hannah Postorero. Fighting for it. And it's called for a travel there, as she tried to fight off the pressure from Quebec.
Trying to fight off the pressure, swinging her arms left to right, but accidentally also swung her foot left to right, taking 2 extra steps there.
So lead stands at 11 here for Alberta, as Alberta's been able to chip away at the deficit. Here's Eddie, fouled from behind by Zarifa. So it'll be a baseline inbound on the floor.
Yeah, foul on the floor there. Zarifa not allowing anything on the interior. I think she's shooting free throws here, but she'll just step near the free throw line and check back if it's on the baseline.
Here's Appo. Jab step. Backing down the smaller Grace Backer. Trying to drive and ripped by Nev Hershey.
Great help defense there by Nev Hershey. Recognizing the mismatch. How to help Backer. Well done.
The 2 guards, Backer and Hershey, back on the court for Alberta. 3:19 left to play here. Here's Hannah Postorero driving baseline. Back out to Hershey. She'll drive, gets tripped up, and it will be a foul on the floor for Alberta. Baseline inbound for the team in navy blue. Micah Henry gets called with the foul.
Yeah, I just lost Hershey there. Hershey, a great quick first step, loves the drive, loves that gather step, and got tripped up.
Here's Backer. Great behind the back from Backer. Trying to find a teammate, she does. It's Zarifa. Zarifa will hand off to Hershey. Great jab step from Hershey. Another hop step. Blocked at the rim by Andrea Manana, and the shot clock runs out, so wasted possession there from Alberta.
Good defense by Quebec, forcing Hershey to make a tough decision whether to shoot or pass. Pass it just a second too late.
Here's Yves St. Onge. Almost picked off by Zarifa. Zarifa guarding Andrea Manana. Now Rivard's able to get away from Postorero, and that shot is no good, so Alberta back on it in transition. Here's Zarifa now going low. Layup cannot fall, but it's bouncing everywhere on the floor. Haley Postorero is going to pick it up here. To her sister Hannah. 4 seconds left here on the shot clock. Got to get a shot off. Time ran out. Backer couldn't get a shot off, so yet another wasted possession for Alberta.
That's the second time that Quebec has played tough-nosed 24-second defense. And speaking of, Henry checks in. She's up to 3 steals in this game, 4 steals in this game. Definitely one of the best defensive figures for this Quebec side.
The bum now for Quebec. 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter for a chance at the bronze medal. Here's Alberta getting yet another pick out. Here's Hershey. Great screen from Zarifa. Backer now on the perimeter, driving. Almost stolen. It is stolen right from Henry. Great pass perception. Here she is driving. Hard foul on the floor, so she'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Like you said, Cole, great pass perception by Henry. We just talked about it before. She's up to 5 steals now. Really has active hands. Loves to read that defense. Go coast to coast. Gets rewarded at the free throw line. Henry up to 5 points in this one. She takes her 3rd trip to the free throw line.
First one's off from Henry. You mentioned her 4 steals before. That's 5 now. She's able to get to that pass, and one of the better defenders here on Quebec. Now here's Backer being almost triple teamed out of her own half.
Quebec bringing that press.
Great pass over to Seeley. She'll drive out to Nev Hershey. Back to Haley Postorero. In the corner is Backer. Back out to Haley. Haley driving, finds Hershey on the perimeter. 4 seconds on the shot clock, has to get a shot off. Pull up J for Hershey off the side of the backboard.
That's the 3rd straight time, Cole. Shot clock violation by Alberta. Really dwindling down this clock, though. There's only 1:03 left. They know they're up 10. They know they don't have to rush. And as long as they keep on taking up all 24 seconds, Quebec have to do something about that.
Yeah, Quebec's going to have to start letting it fly from deep if they want to cut this deficit, which stands at 10. Under a minute left to play here in the bronze medal game. Alberta looking to repeat at bronze. Quebec looking to medal here at the tournament. Blocked at the rim by Seeley once again. So Quebec's going to call a timeout here. With 44 seconds left to play, they need to talk some things over, Jackson. And down 10, it's going to need a large heap of offense here if they want to cut this deficit.
Yeah, I definitely need to drop a 3-point play here. Good timeout by Quebec. Like you said, only 44 seconds left, down a hefty 4 possessions. It's as simple as this. You have to drop a 3, make the 3, and start to foul. Put Alberta at the free throw line, force them to miss some free throws, regain possession. And that's really your only hope right now with the time ticking down.
Yeah, the offense just hasn't been able to be generated by this team in white all game, and as the 4th quarter has gone on, they've been able to put some points on the board, only 7 points here in this 4th quarter, so they've struggled, single-digit scored in all 4 quarters, so it's just been really tough for this Quebec team to even generate simple offense, yet alone advanced offense.
Yeah, it has been really tough, and I think what it comes down to is just their shot making, because we've seen them today. They've created some good looks beyond the arc, haven't been hitting, but also every single time they drive, Alberta's there to block that shot. They're really clogging up that paint really well, standing tall, not fouling much, just putting their hand in the air. If they block it, they block it, but either way, they're just heavily contested in the paint, and I think that's really what Alberta can take away here that was a big factor for their success.
Here's Itty. Shot clock runs out. The Alberta bench is loving it. They can feel they're close, Jackson.
They can feel they're close. Cole, just 38.5 seconds left, up double digits, but Quebec won't stop. Here comes the Quebecois press.
Here's Nev Hershey being hounded by Itty, able to break past her. Finds Zarif in the corner. She'll try a shot. That one's good. That might be the icing on the cake. Alberta bench loves it because that's what might end it. As Seeley grabs and gets the pass perception. Here's Haley Postorero now in the corner, slowing things down for Alberta. Less than 20 seconds left here in the game. Triple teamed is Nev Hershey. Out to the perimeter is Postorero. Here's Backer. Fouled is Backer by Gideon. So she will head to the line here. No, it will be a sideline inbound for all. Up big, up 12.
Oh, Cole, safe to say it was the Zarifa dagger. She was 0 for 7 before that 3-pointer, but left it to the very last moment to hit the biggest shot of possibly her career and staple Alberta in this tournament as bronze medal winners. A big shot, a Big outing from Zarifa, 9 rebounds, and don't forget about her blocks and steals, her heavy contested shots. Great outing by Zarifa and a great win by this Alberta team.
Second one falls for backer, like you said, Jackson. 10 seconds left here. And this one's going to be an Alberta win, as the fans and players start to stand up here in Ontario Tech University gym, and the clock goes out. Team Alberta are your bronze medal winners here at the Canada Basketball National Championships after defeating Quebec 39-26. What tournament and what a game we watched from Alberta.
Yeah, you speak of what a tournament, Cole. They started off 0-3. They were last in Pool A, a tough pool. Ended up beating an undefeated Saskatchewan team, booking themselves in the semifinals against the reigning champs in Ontario. Took a hard loss, but came back today and won bronze against a Quebec team that won silver last year. Lots of reasons to hold your head high for both sides, but what a turnaround for Alberta. Starting from nothing and ending up with silverware.
Yeah, bronze medal for Alberta. I'll be honest, I've been supporting this team since Monday, since day one. I've loved the way they've played, and today they've earned their bronze medal. They went out there and played a great match offensively and defensively, but also plaudits to Quebec. They put up a great game. They had a great tournament, like you mentioned, silver medalists last year. This year they were able to make it to the bronze medal match. Just a little bit too short there, but nonetheless, both sets of ladies and squads here have done immensely amazing this week at the tournament. I can't thank them enough for giving us and having the pleasure of watching them in great basketball. But we're not done yet, Jackson, because at 3:45 we have your gold medal matchup between Ontario and British Columbia. Ontario looking to repeat as gold medal winners, and last year British Columbia were in this third medal match and they lost to Alberta. So they're looking to medal here at least in this tournament. So you'll be hearing from myself, Cole Hills, and Jackson Vidori at 3:45. Do not go anywhere, because we have a lot of great basketball for you on the Saturday. But nonetheless, thank you for listening. We'll see you in a bit.